Welcome everybody. In today's show, we got to talk about how to get unstuck. Let's get started. All right, welcome everybody. And as you can see, yes, I'm still not in my office today in front of a blank wall, but I have something really cool. In today and yesterday's show, we talked about the ways to achieve more. You remember we talked about the 4 important questions. What should you be doing more of? What should you be doing less of? What should you start doing? And what should you stop doing? But you see, sometimes it might feel that you're stuck, that you can't move forward anymore, and you have to make some radical changes. And this is why I want to introduce to you today, ta-da-da-da, there we go, zero-based thinking. What does this mean? What does it mean, the zero-based thinking? Zero-based thinking means if you had to start over, what would you do differently? Now, if you're running a business, think about this question. Knowing what you know now, if you had to start over, what would you do differently? How would you start? What would you focus on? If you are trading, and let's say knowing what you know right now, if you had to start over, how would you do it right now? If you can get rid of all this old stuff. Let me give you an example. A few weeks ago, I believe it was early November, I bought a new computer. I bought a new MacBook Pro because I want the fastest and I wanted to have a really blazing fast computer. And I went to the Apple store and I had all the data transferred over from my old computer to the new computer. Because, see, on the computer I had a lot of stuff, lots of programs, lots of data. And I thought, you know what, all I need is a faster computer. So the Apple store took a day and transferred over all the data. I switched on the new computer and guess what? It was slow. So this is why I decided to wipe the computer clean, to start over. And this is when I just installed the programs that I really needed. And guess what? It turns out I only need half of the programs that I had installed on the old computer. Excuse me. And you see, now the computer is blazing fast. And sometimes we have the same in our life. Yes. Whatever you do, in what area of your life you are, you might be stuck. And this is when it helps to go to the zero-based thinking and saying, okay, if I had to start over, what would I do differently if I didn't have all this old baggage there? Now, again, in business, it might be fairly simple because you know what works and what doesn't work. And instead of going through the exercise that I told you yesterday, you might just say, okay, if I would start over, how would I structure my business? What would I really, really focus on? Excuse me, I don't know. Today, see, I have water here. But somehow, I have to cough a little bit. Anyhow. So as an example, when it comes to trading, you see, a few years I felt stuck because I was trading everything and anything. I was trading stocks and options and day trading. And you know what happens sometimes when you're doing too many things, you get lost. When you're chasing too many rabbits, you won't get any. It is important to focus on your strength. And this is when I look back and I said, okay, where did I really make money in trading? And for me, it was always day trading. Now, don't get me wrong. Today, I'm day trading. I did it this morning. I am trading stocks and I am trading options. But my favorite, if I had just one thing that I could do, it would be day trading. So this is why, for example, a few weeks ago, my son Julius asked me and said, you know what? I want to get started with day trading. I want to get started with trading. Where should I start? And you see, this is where I told him, you should start with day trading. Now, Julius is 14 years old. It took me an hour to explain to him my trading strategies. Because if you really need hours and hours and hours to explain something, it is already too complicated. And this is when it helps to strip it down to the basics. And that's where zero-based thinking helps tremendously. So Julius, within an hour, understood the rules. And what was the next thing to do? Of course, get on a simulator. We talked about this in different Coffee with Markus, so look up previous episodes, but you have to trade on a simulator. Now, Julius placed approximately 16 trades on a simulator, and then he got distracted and pursued another project. I mean, after all, he's a teenager. That's absolutely fine. I'm just glad that he is interested in trading, and if right now he's pursuing something else, just want to tell you he got a new computer and there's an AutoCAD program there. And my son is just, he has an engineer mindset. So he started designing an engine, a V8 engine. So yes, and for him this was more exciting than trading. Anyhow, just wanted to tell you this personal story so that you know where I'm coming from. So ask yourself, if you feel stuck right now and you had to start over, what would you do differently? And of course, knowing what you know now, because that is one important lesson here. You have learned a lot of things over the years of stuff that works for you and that doesn't work for you. And too often, we keep doing the stuff that doesn't work. Focus on what works. That is bringing you forward. That's what I'm doing. This is why this year, for example, at Rockwell Trading, we are doing things differently. This year, we will do more events than ever because I found that through events, talking to you live and in person, I can have a bigger impact. That's also why this year, Coffee with Markus is different. We're doing it live. You see, even while I'm traveling, I'm finding the time to take 10 minutes out of my day to talk to you. And yes, I do actually take 30 minutes before I'm coming on live to prepare for the show so that I know exactly what message that I want to convey. And this is where, knowing what I know now, for Rockwell Trading, I would definitely focus on events, meeting you, talking to you, whether it is in a 90-minute event or in a 3-day event, because I see that this has a much bigger impact on you. When you're with me in the room for 3 days, trust me, you'll learn way more than if I would give you a bunch of videos to watch. And that's another thing that I've learned last year while doing the live events. Think about it. If you want to learn how to swim, could you really do it by watching a DVD? No, you get the basics down, but then you need an instructor who's showing you how to do it. Plus, you have to practice it. And so that's what I focus on is for 2018 to be your coach, to come to you, come to your city, meet you there, and then really immerse ourselves for 3 days in a room, and I show you everything that I know about trading, and yes, even trading live. Anyhow, so the core message is, if you feel stuck, apply zero-based thinking, right? That you say, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently? All right. Hope that helps. If you like this message, please hit like, leave a comment. As you can see, I'm personally responding to every single comment that you leave here. Share it with a friend who needs to hear this message. Share it with a friend who is stuck. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a terrific day.